What's going on, everybody? It is Friday, it is the end of the week, and it is most importantly time for Get Up and Get Better.
Get better. Go get it.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Friday. Everyone's excited for the weekend. But honestly, it's just another day to get better, like I say every week. And I'm going to end this week talking about my favorite, Friends is my favorite sitcom comedy show of all time. But my all-time favorite drama series, I think it's the epitome and the peak of all television programming, The Sopranos. And I know what you're going to say. How are you finding inspiration from The Sopranos? But like I say, there is inspiration in everything. And they are not perfect characters by any means. And I'm not saying that, but I am just looking at it from a perspective of what are the things that they're saying. Are they do say inspirational quotes throughout the show, and I'm going to say a couple. I'm going to point out a couple. And, you know, in their business, they make some interesting points. And I'm going to start with Christopher Moltisanti. Christopher is the character that I've always loved watching the most. I've gotten to meet Michael Imperioli multiple times. I interviewed him, and, you know, I got this picture with him. I'll pull that up. And I just loved his character. It was so complex, and it was just so interesting to me. And he wanted to be a screenwriter in Hollywood, yet he's in this life, and he feels like he can't get out of it, and he's trying to. And, you know, he's gone through a lot of battles in his life. And he says this to Tony Blundetto when he's studying for his exam, and he goes, "Other people's definitions of you sometimes, they're more about making themselves feel better. You got to define yourself." And isn't that what our message is about? And yes, his character isn't perfect by any means, but it's a great point. Other people are trying to make themselves feel better when they're defining you. And that isn't about you. That isn't a reflection of you. It's more a reflection of them and how they feel about themselves. And Christopher, he has a lot of funny quotes, you know, the moment in the bakery, all these things. But that was the most insightful quote that I took from Christopher. When I watched the series like 6 times, but, you know, when I think of the most inspirational quote of Christopher Moltisanti, it's that one. Now, Tony, everyone's beloved character on HBO and television. He is a family man, and he's the boss. And he sits down with his family at the end of season 1 after going through this entire battle within his own family and then his other family. And he's sitting down with his kids, and he says this.
Wait a minute. I'd like to propose a toast to my family. Someday soon, you're going to have families of your own. And if you're lucky, you remember the little moments. Like this.
So I love that scene, because that's a characteristic that Tony does have. He's a family man. He always appreciated the little moments. You think of him with AJ in the kitchen, they're joking around, or he takes Meadow out to eat, he visits her at school, and I think that he really did care about his kids. He did care about his wife. He might have not always shown it, but he cared about his family, his mom. He put her in the best retirement community, and, you know, even his sister, who drove him absolutely insane, he was there for the ones he loved. And then the best Tony Soprano line, in my opinion, I have to say that I always say the best, and people say, "Oh, well, you think's the best." Yeah, in my opinion, this is the best Tony Soprano line.
Yes.
My uncle's just asking for what my father would have given him if he was boss when Richie got out of prison. And it had nothing to do with they were brothers. You respected my father, and you respect Richie.
Those who want respect, give respect.
Those who want respect, give respect. And that is a powerful quote. People just think that you should just automatically be respected in life, and no. You earn respect. Respect is earned. You can't just trust anyone in this world. You can't trust and respect that they're going to do the right thing. That has to be earned. That has to be shown. And if you're the boss, if you run a company, it doesn't matter. You have to earn respect, no matter where you are, from everybody. think that's an important concept to remember going through your day. And then this one could be looked at from multiple angles, and it's just one that I think of a lot when I think of this show. And when people are talking about the past and remember when. And I'll play this first and then we'll talk about it.
Hey, Tone. You okay?
Yeah. You sure, T? You're being kind of quiet. Well, that's because, remember when is the lowest form of conversation.
So, I always found that interesting because when we're in at a dinner or at a party and people are talking about remember when, I find myself thinking about this now ever since I watched this show. Like, remember when is the lowest form of conversation. You're just talking about the past. You're not living in the moment. You're not making new conversations. And it is great to talk about the past, don't get me wrong. But to take it on forever and ever, it's just wasting moments that you have to live in the present. And I talk about the past a lot, but I like living in the moment. I like living where I'm at and making new memories. I always love to make new memories. And I think that was a very subtle quote in this show, but I always loved it the most. Now, to end, I'm going to talk about Uncle Junior. He is not a saint by any means. He is not perfect by any means, but Uncle June is technically the boss, and he gives some good family advice, some good advice as a leader. I'm going to play it.
Answer. Who says there is one? That's what being a boss is. You steer the ship the best way you know. Sometimes it's smooth, sometimes you hit the rocks. In the meantime, you find your pleasures where you can.
So I think that is an interesting way to look at it. Look, if you're a boss, if you're a leader, you have to make the decision. And it's not always going to be the right one, but you can't regret what your decision was. It's either going to go smooth or it's not. But enjoy the simple pleasures when you can. If it's going home and watching a little TV or going to play a little PlayStation or going to your favorite place to eat, it doesn't matter. Find the simple pleasures where you can, with your job, with your life. And I think that, yes, this show, they were not perfect people. I'm not going to say that. But it was a show full of interesting ideas and heritage. And I'm going to end playing this song. But love the theme song. I love this show. I really do appreciate you all tuning in every week. But I want to talk about more. I want you to give me ideas. I want you to leave feedback. I want you to tell me what you want to hear talk about, what you want to contribute to the show. If you want to come on as a guest, anything that interests you, reach out to me. I love talking about this stuff. And most importantly, have a great weekend and always go get better.